So, there's a huge new partnership in the AI world that just dropped, and honestly, it could completely change how the world's biggest companies use artificial intelligence. Let's get right into what this all means.
For the longest time, AI felt like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Something way off in the future. Well, that's just not the case anymore. It's not a buzzword we throw around in meetings. It's here, and it's a core piece of technology that is actively reshaping businesses from the ground up. And that's the backdrop for this major shakeup we're talking about today.
And get this, corporate leaders are absolutely paying attention. A recent study from Accenture found that a whopping 96% of executives believe that building ecosystems of AI agents is going to be a massive opportunity in just the next 3 years. 96%. That's pretty much everybody. And that number really sets the stage for what's happening right now.
What we're seeing is this really important shift. For the past year or so, a lot of companies were just dipping their toes in the water, right? They were experimenting with AI, but that phase is over. Now the game is all about full-scale implementation. It's about using AI to get a real, lasting competitive advantage.
And this goes way beyond just making boring tasks go faster. We are talking about a fundamental change in how work itself gets done. It's about boosting what people can do and, in many cases, completely reinventing what a job even looks like. And what's really interesting here is that a lot of this push, it's coming from employees themselves, from the ground up.
All right, which brings us to the headline news, a multi-year strategic team-up between Accenture, the global IT services giant, and Mistral AI, a really disruptive AI pioneer out of Europe. And yeah, this is a very big deal.
So, what's the plan here? Well, Mistral AI is bringing its super powerful open-source models to the table. Open source just means you can look under the hood, see how it works, and even tweak it yourself. Then you have Accenture, bringing decades of experience in getting complex tech to work for huge companies. They handle all the tough stuff like AI architecture, rules, and making it work on a massive scale. It's really that perfect mix of cutting-edge tech and real-world know-how.
This quote from Accenture's Mauro Macchi, it really nails why this is happening. Businesses don't just want powerful AI anymore. They want to be in the driver's seat. They want control, they want ownership, and they want solutions they can truly customize for their own needs. And that is exactly what this partnership is designed to deliver.
So let's take a closer look at the two players involved here. On one side, you have the massive, established global integrator. And on the other, you've got the agile, scrappy, open-source pioneer. But here's the twist. This isn't David versus Goliath. This is David and Goliath teaming up.
And I mean, the contrast between them couldn't be more clear. Accenture is a global behemoth with nearly 800,000 employees. Mistral AI? It's a French startup focused on building these powerful and efficient open-weight models, which are way more transparent and adaptable than the closed-off systems you often see. It's actually these exact differences that make them such a perfect fit. Their strengths are completely complementary.
Think of Accenture as the master architect here. Their job is to take these incredible cutting-edge AI tools that Mistral is building and expertly weave them into the complicated, high-stakes systems of massive global companies. They're the ones who make sure it all works seamlessly, securely, and at an enormous scale.
So why should we care about this specific alliance? Why does it matter so much? It really all comes down to 3 C's for businesses: control, cost, and customization. And Mistral's whole approach is what makes this possible. Because their models are open source, you get transparency and control that you just can't get with a closed black box system. They're also building out their own European infrastructure, which is a big deal for companies who don't want to rely solely on US tech giants. And on top of all that, their models are incredibly efficient, which means they cost less to run and use less energy. That's a huge win-win.
So, let's get practical. When would a company choose this path over, say, a well-known player like OpenAI? Well, you'd go with the Accenture Mistral team if you absolutely need to deploy AI in your own secure private environment. Or if you need to fine-tune a model on your own secret sauce data for a super specific task. It's the go-to choice for teams who value flexibility, cost, and control above all else. Now, you might stick with something like OpenAI if you're deep in the Microsoft ecosystem and just want a top-tier model without having to manage any of the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay, but this whole thing, it's not just about the technology we have right now. It's really about building the foundation for the next giant leap in business automation. We're talking about the rise of AI agents and the journey toward what some are calling the autonomous enterprise.
And this is the most important idea you need to grasp. We're moving beyond AI as a simple assistant.
Something that just answers your questions or gives you suggestions. We are now entering the era of the AI agent, an AI that you can give a goal to, and it can then figure out the steps and take action all on its own to get that goal done.
You can really think of this as a three-step evolution. First, we had AI assistants, like the chatbots we've all used. Right now, we're deep in step 2, task augmentation, where AI helps us with parts of our jobs. But the final destination, the thing this partnership is building towards, is step 3, entire ecosystems of these agents working together to manage complex processes, always, and this is key, with a human in the loop providing oversight.
But look, you can't just unleash these agents and hope for the best. That would be chaos. To get there, companies need to build what Accenture is calling digital scaffolding. This is basically the essential framework, the rules, the security, the architecture that lets these incredibly powerful AI agents do their jobs safely and effectively, without going off the rails.
Now let's be crystal clear about something. The end goal here isn't to replace people. The whole vision is human by design. It's about creating a totally new way for people and AI agents to work together, side by side. The agents handle the complex, heavy-lifting automation, freeing up humans to provide the strategy, the creativity, and the oversight. And together, they get way better results.
This collaboration between Accenture and Mistral AI is really hitting the accelerator on this future. It's a huge signal that the world of enterprise AI is shifting towards more open, more controllable, and more customized solutions. And it really leaves all of us with one big question to think about. Is your business ready for its AI agents?